you know. I say, love, do you really know love? Do you know true love? You gotta try to love. So I say, love, do you really know love? Do you know true love? You gotta try to love, try to love. Yeah.
Okay, so hello everybody. Welcome to another special episode of PAR Meet the Artist. And this is Power Ice Radio. My name is Pali. I'll be the host of the show and have a special guest with me today. So if I get you to please introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, tell us your name, and tell us what you do, please.
Okay, great. So, my biological name is Percival Buddan, and that suggests that I'm of Indian descent. I'm a Jamaican, born in the parish of St. Catherine in a little town they call Bogwalk. Yeah, it's a very rural district. I'm a country reggae artist, um, which I began in 2000. And I'm a performing artist and also a businessman. So I wear many hats.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
good. And talking about hats, I really love your hat. Creme de la creme.
Bless.
So let's start from the beginning. Based on
Yes.
your answer. So you started in 2000. So this was, it's got COVID written all over it. So
Yes.
is there something around that time, can you give us how you discovered your passion for music? There was a whole pandemic and you're discovering your passion for music. How did that come by?
Okay. So, music is always an inspiration, and it has always been a passion for me ever
Mm.
since I was growing up in my rural district. Um, we grew up here in Jamaica during that era listening to country music. Many people probably wouldn't know that. You know, Jamaicans do love country music. We grew up in country music. And it so happened that it has always been inside me, to sing and to do music. But I couldn't do music at the earliest stage of my life because, when you grow up in an humble beginning, music, then your parents would say, well, that would be a waste of time. You have to pursue education, and I grew up seeing so much poverty around me. I couldn't make any mistake. So I had to listen to my parents. So, you know, um, when I left my district in the earlier years, after leaving school in 1989, thereabout, I enlisted the Jamaica Constabulary Force because that was the only opportunity of leaving country at that time to go to town because in town you have all the opportunities, in Kingston, that is. And so, I became a member of the police force and then I became a businessman and so many things have happened during that time. But to cut a long story short, during the pandemic, it was the first time in my life I was able to look back on my true purpose here on earth. When I saw the world came to a standstill and I realized that no matter what you work for in life, you can lose everything in just a twinkling of the eye. And I realized that God is good. And so I got up one night and I said, I'm going to write a song about the pandemic. And that's when I wrote the song Left Out in the Dark, you know? And I record my first single somewhere about that, Looking Back. That's the name of the single. And the rest is history. I never knew that this was really in me because writing a song was really a big thing for me as much as I was educated. You know, I remember my son used to do music and I used to rest on him to say, come on, write me a song, man, let me sing, because you know, I've always liked singing. And you know, it so happened that, you know, I just think that anything you put your heart to and your mind to, you can do it, no matter where you are in your life, you know, and that has manifest in me during that pandemic year. My entire world changed. And I, having that country style of music in me, and when I started singing naturally, when I start to do reggae song, it just have a little blend of country in it. And no matter what I do, it remains like that. Surprisingly, the world likes it very much because it's so different, it's so new, and I'm really grateful for, you know, people liking my music. Yeah.
That's really, really cool. You know, I
Yes.
like the way you touched on it, you know, the country and the reggae. When I first heard it, I'm like, country and reggae, I really need to listen to this, you know, because music doesn't kind of fit into any genre anymore. It's an infusion of different things. And already you're bringing in that diversity. You know, you yourself
Yes.
are diverse, you know, singing
Yes,
country
of course.
music with reggae, Indian
Yes.
descent, and from Jamaica. It's, you know, that,
Yes. So much. So much.
that
Out of many one people. Yeah.
no, this is it's really, really incredible. And so as you're growing up, who are your influences as far as musicians are concerned? To think, okay, this is what I want to sound like. These are the people I listened to back then that I want to sound like.
Well, you know, as a patriotic person myself, you know, I have to look at those who have paved the way for me here in Jamaica, you know? So I can't escape but thinking about Bob Marley and the others, you know, so many others. But really and truly, since we are really talking about the genesis of my music and the way I sound, looking on the international market now, those persons who have influenced my music, I certainly have to be biased by saying Kenny Rogers. You know, Kenny Rogers, Martha Robin, Charlie Pride, you know, those guys really, really, you know, they just, I would say, are my icon. You know, I like how they sound. You know, it's WesRok, the best rock.
You know, it's a unique blend of country and reggae. Um,
Yes.
and you know, you said something about being a Jamaican who can sing like a Texan cowboy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. That's true. And that's what
So
makes it unique. I have only been to Texas once. You know, I never had a barn, never had a horse. Yeah. That's my next song I'm writing now, you know. But yeah, I sing like a Texan cowboy. And it goes back to what I'm saying is that, you know, whatever you conceptualize in your mind, you can actually live it, you know. So I don't have to be a Texas to sound like a Texan, you know. Um, but that's how it is. And that's what makes my sound unique, you know. And if you look carefully, so many people are taking on, you know, what I've started. You know, you have Beyonce taking on the country vibe. You have Spice taking on the country vibe. So there's something about it, you know. And I'm happy that I'm there because if wasn't something about it, then you know many people would take onto it, you know. And I'm happy that you know somebody might one day call me the king of country reggae.
no, definitely, I feel that because you know, like that's the you pioneered that because you know,
Yes.
it's no, it's a really, really great. It's a great genre. Maybe it might actually make its own specific genre someday. We just never know.
Sure, someday. You never know. You
And
never.
you know, so I'm just gonna stay in this country and reggae. And if you
Yes.
like, so could you take us through your kind of creative process? How do you know, are you writing in country? Are you writing in reggae? Is there beats in reggae? How do you go through that creating process? Take us through that, please.
All right. So, you first have to look at what's happening around you, you know, and having had the experience that, like I do, over the years, listening to so many artists, listening to music in general, because music has really, been embedded in me. Everything that I do, music consoles me, so there's so much sounds and melodies in my mind. So when I go through the nights, and let's say about 1 a.m., something will just wake me up, and I just go around into my little private room, and I will just start on a song, something that is going in my head. And around that, I just, formulate some lyrics that are relevant to what's going on today. Because really, I sing about the life that can make a difference. I sing about love. I sing about hardship and how you can escape poverty and what you need to do that. Because at the stage of my life, if I'm not doing something to educate and entertain the younger generation, then my life would be in vain, you know? And that's how I look at it. I would like to be remembered as someone who did music that lives forever.
Mm.
Yeah. So the creative process, as you ask the question, it really comes from God. It's our higher calling, you know, and He inspires me to write these songs, because if you ask me how do I get a chance to write these songs, I don't even know myself. And listen to the songs that I, sing and record. I don't know how I came up with the lyrics. I don't know how I came up with the sound. They just happen.
Mhm.
And it's just an interesting thing. Yeah, but I'm grateful.
That is really, really cool. I know you said it just happened, but you've put in the work.
Yes,
Because
of course, you
reading,
have to.
because for you play the guitar and you're also learning to play the piano, right?
Of course, yes.
So how has this broadened your musical horizon? Because obviously it's different to just writing and singing, different to just doing reggae or even, so how has playing this instrument broadened your musical horizon?
All right. So, music is about chords, it's about timing, it's about, the beat. You have so many things. I was just thrown into the sea and start paddling. And when I go into the studio, the producer would say, all right, you have to keep on the beat. You have to, pay attention to the timing. You have to curve your voice around this kind of line, that kind of thing. And I have learned so much by just paddling for myself.
Mm.
So I realized that, I need to do some voice training. I need to do some music lessons, because if you're going to war, you have to prepare for it. You have to have your ammunition, and you have to. That's how it is, and that's how the music world is. It's very competitive these days. Um, it is good that you have the product, but if you don't know how to manage the product, if you don't know to nurture the product, if you don't know how to sustain it, you're not going to do well. So I've learned a lot, and the music, learning to play instruments, have helped me to create melodies. It has helped me to become a professional. And there's so much in becoming a professional than just a person just doing a little bathroom kind of singing. Yeah.
Singing shower, as we call it. That's what I do.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Kind of moving on from that. So in obviously in life generally there are challenges. In music, business, there are challenges. So
Yeah.
through your journey, how have you faced some sort of challenges in your musical journey, and how have you overcome them?
Okay. So, when you're doing something that is unique and it's different, you're almost like you're in a lane by yourself. Um, so you don't have many people doing what I'm doing. So that's a plus for me.
Mm,
The thing is this, that you have the world, which is a sea of people out there fighting to listen to the kind of music that they enjoy and want to. And you, as an artist, no matter what you're doing, what you're singing, you have to fight for a little piece of that time that they have to listen to your music. So one of the biggest challenges that I have is being able to get my music out there to the world. You know,
mm,
there is a lot of challenges as it relates to radio plays. You as it relates to promoting the music. I think for me that's the biggest challenge. And I'm happy for this opportunity where you can listen to me, and the listening audience out there can understand that WesRok needs opportunities like these, to get out there.
mm,
I don't claim that I know everything, but it takes a lot of money to really get out there in the way that you'd really want to. And the landscape has changed. Um, Music doesn't seem like it go by luck for too many people. So you can't go to bed and wake up and tomorrow um, you become a star so easily. There are some people who are lucky because, again, the landscape has changed. Social media has created so much for those kind of artists like myself. So I still have to be thankful. And I have to keep on fighting. And I know that I have solid music out there
mm.
that can help to change the world. And I crave for the listeners to support the WesRok music, and the mission that I'm on to help to sow a positive seed to the world that is just going haywire at the moment.
That's a perfect answer.
Yes.
Like you said, it's especially I think for I know more about reggae. So for reggae music, it has to have a meaning. It has to deliver something. You're not just playing something. Oh yeah, I've released a tune. Well, what is
Yes.
it about? What it's. So going on from that, so your new track. So you have an upcoming track,
Yes.
upcoming EP. Can you share a
Yes.
bit more about what it's about, please?
Well, first and foremost, I have two recent tracks that are out. The most recent is one that I have done with Big Mountain. It's called True Love, and the one before that is called Don't Get Me Wrong, that I've done with Busy Signal, you know. So having understand that, one of the ways in which you can get people to become interested in you is that you have to become dynamic. You have to be producing songs each and every month, so that people don't think that, well, you're just doing something, for a pastime. I'm really serious about music. So doing an EP at this time is very, very timely because the people have seen some work that I have put in, and now I'm ready to give them a body of work, another body of work, to let them know that this is special. I'll compile some of their favorites and send it out to them in just a matter of weeks. And I really want the people to support that one because this means a whole lot to me and to continue, because if you're doing music and you're not getting attention, it doesn't make any sense, you can't sing to yourself. So, I know it's going to do well because already the people are sharing their love, And so when I go on some fest and all the many shows that are upcoming, then that will help to propel and to promote WesRok music. Yeah.
That's really, really cool. And I brought in the upcoming one first, but I'm glad you did go back and mention it. Like especially the one with Busy Signal. So Busy Signal is like one of the artists I've been listening to since I was much, much younger.
Yes.
And like I listened to that track actually yesterday with Busy Signal, and I'm like, what's going on here?
Yes.
What's he doing with Busy Signal? So how did that come by? How did that sort of collaboration come by?
Well, the world is just a small place. Here in Jamaica is a small place. You just have not many good studios, recording studios. You have a few that people enjoy going to. And Big Yard is one of those studios I think Busy Signal enjoys being at. So you can always go there and find it, And I do a lot of work at Big Yard Studio. That's a studio, if for those who don't know, that Reggae has done quite a bit of work before, which I've put him on the map. So I have a producer by the name of Troy Hines, we call him Troyta. He's a great producer and he knows most of these artists. So when I went to him about this song and said, okay, I'd love to do a collab with one of these other artists, having done one with Massacre, which was successful, I said, Busy Signal, based on his reach and where the people, his audience out there, they would love my music too. So I said it would be nice to do a collab with him. And it so happened that I went to the studio one day and the producer was not there. And I saw him and I just said, okay, to the engineer, well, Busy Signal is here today. So what can we do here? And he just went to him and talked. And when he listened to the song, he said, well, I'm on. And in less than 5 minutes, he went into the microphone booth and he just started to perform on the song. And the rest is history, So that's how he is, So I'm happy for that. And as I said, music is just a destiny. Everything is just there and it work out in time. Yeah.
Wow, that's a really, really cool story.
Yes.
There's a lot of things that are very important in there. And one of them, actually, the one that struck the chord with me, it's like you were not waiting. You went out to get that opportunity. Oh, there's an opportunity over there. Let's make it happen. And you put in the work, and then it became successful. That is just perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. And kind of, I just want to ask, you've obviously done performances with quite a few artists, big names. So I'm going to ask you this question as well, which is a question I love to ask. That dead or alive, if there was an artist that you could do a great performance, a live performance in front of thousands of people, who would it be and why?
Okay, so I definitely I would go for a God Brooks, you know. I like his style, you know. I like his track record, you know. And that's from the countryside. Certainly I would love to do a song with Dolly Parton, you know. She's a legend in the field of country music. You know, well, my icon Kenny Rogers has passed on, so but I know he had strong connections with Dolly Parton, so that would give back some synergy because if I do a Kenny Rogers song, you know, many people are just amazed, you know, at how much I do justice to his song. And one of them is She Believes in Me. Um, I don't know if you have heard that one, but the fans can look it up on YouTube. She Believes in Me by Kenny Rogers, WesRok version. Yeah, so you know, on the reggae side, I certainly would, you know, like to do songs, performance with like, you know, Capleton and the Roots reggae artists more so. Luciano, you know, Bush Banton, you know, those people, Barry Salmon, you know, those are the kind of people who I think would enhance my performance
Mm, mm, mm.
or I can benefit from, you know?
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's a fully comprehensive answer right there. I like that.
Yes,
You
yes,
don't only have
yes,
one, but you know what? You can have them all.
yes, yes.
And let me go. Let's touch into this your new music. Can you give us more into it, or is it all the hush hush? Like, what's the message behind it? What can listeners what can we look forward to this new track? What's it called?
Well, you know, this song is entitled True Love. You know, I'm able to say to the world that if you don't love your brothers and your sisters, and if you don't believe in love, you're nothing. And if you don't believe that there is a God, you're nothing, you know? So this is a song which tells you that no matter the circumstances and where you are in life, you as a human being have to make a connection with the true love. No matter what love you have for your car, your house, or whatever you might define your love to be, you must make sure that you have a connection with what is true love. And true love is what comes from God. And that is true love. So that's what this song is all about, you know. I say, love, do you really know love? Do you know true love? You gotta try to love. So I say, love, do you really know love? Do you know true love? You gotta try to love, try to love. Yeah, that's it.
Wow, that is amazing. It's like you're thinking ahead of my questions. I
Yes,
thought that was gonna be the next one. If you can give us a little sample, and wow, you nailed it. It was pretty sweet and
yes.
perfect.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for that. And let's cover this bit. Where can people go and when is the track out? And where can people go and find it and catch up with you and what are your social handles or website?
Okay, so my social media angles is WesRok Music, IG, YouTube, WesRok, don't get the spelling wrong. WesRok Music, and it is WesRok 876 on Twitter, you know. So my latest single is out. Go and get it in all the digital stores across the world. It's there. True Love by WesRok. And that one was released 2 weeks ago, you know. through Virgin Records. So let's go for it. You know it's WesRok, the best rock.
Woo!
Oh.
That is really, really cool. And we'll be there to go and follow and find out more. We're kind of running out of time, but so one of the things that the questions that came to my mind straight away as soon as I got the details was, okay, we have so it's Percival, also called WesRok.
Yeah.
How does that tie together? Where did the name WesRok come from?
All right. So you see, Percival Buddan is the name which ties up my origin. From you hear that name, it's of Indian descent. That's what takes care of where I'm from and what I'm connected to and so on. When you hear the name WesRok, then you're thinking about Western. You're thinking about Jamaica being a solid rock. That's where I'm from. That's a different side of me now. Mm-hmm. So when you put the Western Jamaica together, you get WesRok and WesRok music. So Jamaica represents reggae, Western represents country. So country reggae, that's WesRok. I was born as a brilliant child, never knew what the future holds for me. I can't count all the tears that fall, all the struggles, though I work so hard. Never knew that the day would come when I rise from the ghetto and the slum. Now I'm seeing the rising sun, and the glitters and the riches can't done, 'cause I'm a winner. It's WesRok, the best rock. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. So I just like I stare and I'm like, is this sound really coming from this guy? Like because you have a very unique voice, you can't miss it. It's really an honor having you on the show. And
yes, thank you.
Kind of what would you like to say to your fans and your viewers?
Oh my, all my gratitude and all my love and appreciation goes out to all my fans out there, I just want to say to each and every person who listens to WesRok music, and even those who don't listen, I would encourage you to go and listen. If you really want positive music, check out WesRok music. And I want to say to you all that I can only continue if you support, and support. You like, you share. This is a digital world. Don't just listen to the music. Take up your phone, purchase a song, share a line, send a comment, interact, with WesRok so that the world understand that there is a place for good music. It's WesRok, the best rock. Love the fans, always. Bless.
Perfect. That's great. Great closing remark. I would just like to say thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been incredible. And can't wait to catch up in the next series, when you release your next one, or, we definitely need to have a revisit to see how everything is going. But until then, it's been an immense pleasure. Thank you so much. Take care.
It's WesRok. One love, one art, one destiny. Bless.
You're traveling on the airwaves of Power 8 Radio.